Hey everyone, Lisa here, your independent Scentsy consultant, and welcome back to my little corner of the world. It has been a long time coming. I have been gone for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. And I was not intended. I didn't mean to. I haven't filmed a video since before Christmas, and I don't think I've posted one since almost like New Year's Eve. And unfortunately on New Year's Eve, I ended up getting really sick, and I've been sick for the last few weeks. I have just now started feeling better yesterday, which was the 11th, I think. So I've just been down for a few weeks, and I don't get sick very often. I know everybody says that, but I really don't get sick that often. I am quite a lucky person in that regard, but this cold and flu going around is just not fun. It has not been fun. I've only had the energy to, work when I could and then just go home and go immediately to bed. So, but that's all that's been going on over here. I've just been sick and, barely had energy to just put away all the Christmas decorations and go to work. And that's pretty much it. So not a lot going on over here, the last few days, obviously everybody knows that the California wildfires have been destroying Southern California and have been just destroying so many lives up in LA. I'm not in that area. I live a few hours away from LA, but it's just been pretty hectic over here. I do live on the same electrical grid. So a lot of homes in my area didn't have power for many days because they were connected to the electrical grid that Los Angeles is connected to. So that really messed with a lot of people's power, and it also messed with a lot of our traffic lights. So a lot of our traffic lights were down, businesses were closed due to the fires, just because they didn't have power. So we're very lucky that that's all that was affected for us and that the fires didn't make their way down here. That'd be an extraordinarily big fire for them to make their ways down here, but we're very lucky. We are usually the county that gets pretty destroyed by fires, so we're used to it where I live, but LA unfortunately is the one that's getting hit this time around, and it's not good. So praying for everybody who lives in LA. I know people who live in LA. I have a lot of clients who live in LA, so just sending everybody out there that's there to be safe and listen to evacuation orders. That's all I can say. But let's get into what I've been warming for the last few weeks. I melted a good amount during Christmas. I haven't even posted what I've been melting for Christmas and all that stuff. So I have to go all the way back for Christmas and talk about what I was enjoying on those days. And then I got sick. So a lot of this you will see is very mint forward and calming and lavender and whatever I could stomach and just deal with at the time when I was sick. So you'll see a theme going on as it trends towards me not feeling very well. So let's just get right on into it and not keep dilly-dallying along. And if you hear them scratching their little hearts out on their scratch pad, that's what you hear. But let's get into non-wax items first and non-Scentsy items first, and just breeze on by because this is all Scentsy pretty much. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 things that's not Scentsy. But in terms of non-wax items, I did get through a body wash, a shower gel from Lush actually, and this is the Yog Nog shower gel. I got this in an advent calendar that my mom got me last year, and I just saved it for this time of the year to, bring it back out and enjoy it. It's kind of like this really good, like spicy, marzipan-y, kind of like vanilla scent. It was really nice. These little bottles last a good while. I think this lasted me almost a month, like maybe at least 3 weeks, but it smelled really good. I would repurchase this. This was really fun and festive for the time of the year. And it has a little bit of gunk on it, so I don't want that touching anything. I had to switch out a light bulb, had to switch out a 25-watt light bulb from Scentsy in one of my warmers, so did that. Always keep light bulbs on hand. If you guys don't have any backup light bulbs, I strongly suggest the next time that you place an order that you throw in a couple light bulbs. They're very inexpensive, and it absolutely sucks when you don't have any and your warmer stops working. So you could steal light bulbs out of like other warmers maybe that you aren't using and you have stowed away, but if you don't have that, then you don't have any light bulbs for your warmer. So always have that, throw some in an order or even a party closeout. That's usually what I do, is I wait till I do a party closeout or just throw it into your next order. Just don't forget. I went and when I was traveling for Christmas, I threw in Golden Garland Scent Circle into my car, just something to really refresh in the car and enjoy while I was driving a lot. And this one was really nice. This one's a good performer in the car. I would say this lasts a solid 5 to 7 days. which is pretty good for, for a scent circle. And I love that golden garland scent. It's a beautiful apple marigold scent. I really enjoy it, and I have a good little stockpile of the scent circles. And then in terms of wax, I went through a candle from Bath & Body Works. I went through the Perfect Christmas. This one is scents of fresh cut pine, cinnamon sugar, and toasted marshmallow. I loved this. This was so good. I loved this pine. It smells like Christmas trees growing up, the Christmas trees that you would bring into your home and decorate. It smells just like that, mixed with that beautiful sugary marshmallow. It was delicious, very, very homey. It was a great performer. It did a beautiful burn all the way down. And then I popped the last of it into my, I put it on a hot plate and I let that get rid of it. And then I just dumped the whole wax, clean it out really good so that I can recycle this. But I would totally repurchase the Perfect Christmas. This was a fantastic Christmas blend. Oh, the smell of it is just so, so good. All right, getting into wax, let's just jump into the non-Scentsy items really quick because I don't have that much. And then we'll go into Scentsy. So just hold tight for like 1 minute. I finished up a lot of Rose Girls that were Christmas themed that I've had that I just needed to get through. I'm not the biggest fan of Rose Girls. I love her blends. I think she's a beautiful blender, but her wax doesn't perform very well in my home, unfortunately. It used to perform so well in the apartment that I used to live in, but when I moved in here, I found that her wax just unfortunately doesn't perform for me, which is a bummer. But 2 of these did perform okay. I finished up Bend Over and I'll Show You, which is Christmas Wish, Vanilla, Balsam, and Twinkies. And this one was just okay. I think I mentioned in my last What I've Been Warming video that this smells really strong of Pine Sol, so I melted this a lot in my bathroom. It wasn't the best performer, and it smells like Pine Sol, so I wasn't sad to see that one go. I had just a few pieces left of Blackberry Cranberry Apple Marmalade from, gosh, this has to be from 2022, maybe 2023. This was a few years old, and it just smelled like a really nice, kind of smelled like jelloed cranberry, like the cranberry sauce that you get at Thanksgiving mixed with a little bit of apple. It's really nice, and it used to be a really good performer, but I think it's just because it was older, it didn't perform that well. And then this one performed beautifully. I loved this. This is Badger State Cocoa, which is hot cocoa, peppermint, and marshmallow smoothie. This was beautiful. This was stronger on the peppermint than on the hot cocoa, which is different. I find that usually most of these blends are stronger on the chocolate, but this one was stronger on the peppermint, and it was really nice during the holidays. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. And then in my Second and Spruce pre-order that I got late December, let's not even talk about how long that package took to get to me. But in the sample, as you know, I don't like keeping samples. I melt them immediately. I never hold on to my samples. I need to get them out of here. And so I immediately threw in my Jam and Java sample, and I didn't melt it in the tin that she gave. I just melted it straight into the warmer. Jam and Java, I believe, is like coffee mixed with her raspberry jam and her buttered toast. This was a great performer. This was so good. It's beautiful. If you've never tried Second and Spruce's raspberry jam oil, you need to do it. It's amazing. It's so good. Mixed with her coffee. There's 2 things that she just absolutely excels at, and that is coffee and her raspberry jam. She does a phenomenal job on both of those. So mixed together, this was fantastic. It was just a great, something totally different than what I've been melting, which was a lot of Christmas scents. So to throw this in, it really kind of reset my nose and my palate, and it smelled so good. It was a great performer. I highly recommend that. And then I got through the rest of my Sensationals bar that I think I showed in my last video, and this is Sugar Plum Dreams, which is kind of like a marshmallow milkshake scent. It's an okay performer. It smelled like cotton candy, marshmallow milkshake, so just wanted to get rid of that. And then when I was in the deeps of my sickness, I melted a lot of this and finished up the bag of At the North Pole by Sassy Girl. This is when she used to do these, what did these used to be called? These used to be called, they're like perfect little squares, and she used to call them something like brick-a-lots, or she used to call them something, and I'm forgetting. The name's not on here. But At the North Pole is sweet peppermint sticks with creamy rich vanilla. Just a beautiful peppermint scent that has a nice vanilla base to it. It is quite strong on the peppermint, and it was really nice when I wasn't feeling well and I didn't want a lot of heavy scents. I just wanted, you know, scents that are good when you are sick, and for me that is a lot of mint. So this one was really nice, and can't wait for her to reopen. I will definitely place an order when Sassy Girl reopens up, which should be soon, I believe. All right, let's jump into the mirage of Scentsy bars that I've gotten through over almost the last month, which is crazy. I didn't melt a lot in the last few weeks just because of how I was feeling, but up until then, I was doing good. But I'm just gonna grab and go. I think the newest is on the top instead of the oldest, which is whatever, it is what it is. But let's just do the ones that I was doing when I wasn't feeling well. So there was a night when I wasn't feeling well and I wanted a lot of lavender going in my bedroom. So I actually finished up my Woolly Slippers bar. I had 4 cubes left of this, threw all 4 cubes into my warmer because I didn't want to have to change it out for a while. This will go for 2 to 3 days in my bedroom and it's absolutely fantastic. It's strong in the lavender on the first day and then it starts to die down into the most beautiful vanilla marshmallow ever. This is so good. I love how roasty toasty it is the second day. That first day it's more lavender forward. This is phenomenal. I love this. This is going in my club. It's a good long lasting bar at probably like a solid 5, maybe 6 out of 10 at its peak. I love this one. It's going in my club. It is available right now in Bring Back My Bar. So if you haven't tried it and you like lavender scents, you need to try that one. And then one day I threw in some Provence lavender into my room and I think actually in the guest room too. And this is just plain lavender, plain herbal lavender from the Provence fields. This was the July scent of the month for 2024. This is the only bar I have of it because it's not my favorite lavender. It's a good lavender if you love herbal lavender and if you like to mix with lavender. This one's really, really nice. It's a good performer. It's herbal, it's clean, it's very authentic. It's nice. I only have 2 pieces left and I'll probably use that up soon. I may try mixing this actually with a vanilla scent to just have some fun and play with it. I might mix this with sugar cookie and just see what comes of it. And then one day I threw in a couple cubes of Fuzzy Blanket. This was Bring Back My Bar, summer of 23. I love this scent. I like this scent better than Snuggle Up. This is still my favorite clean scent and I am sad that I didn't club it at the time because it just wasn't a great performer. But as this one has cured, it has really become a beautiful performer. I do have, I think, 3 bars of this, so I'll just enjoy it every time I want a nice, fresh, soft, clean scent. It's really good. It's my favorite clean scent from Scentsy. So a couple cubes of Fuzzy Blanket. I finished up a clam of Peppermint Rush. This was in Scents of the Season last year, and I think it's been offered in a Bring Back My Bar relatively recently. This is just straight up peppermint with a touch of vanilla. A lot of people say this smells like toothpaste. Yeah, I definitely get toothpaste from it, but I'm totally fine with that because it still smells like peppermint. It's good, great performer, long lasting, definitely goes for a few days. I threw this in my bathrooms, I threw this in my bedroom. I just kind of put this all around for wherever I was at that day when I wasn't feeling well. And this one's really, really nice, just calming, pure peppermint. So I think I have one more bar of that somewhere hiding in it. All right, and then lastly, for the scents that I was melting when I wasn't feeling well, I melted my entire bar of Snowberry. I didn't like this scent when I first got it. I think I got it last year, and when it came back into the catalog and I smelled it and I was like, oh, like that's not really what I was expecting. It's okay. It's fine. I think it was really strong on the berry and the mint, but it mixed weird together and I did not like it, did not enjoy it. So I've just been letting it sit and I didn't even want to melt it for the Christmas season. But when I got sick and I was kind of rummaging around what I could melt, I pulled out Snowberry and I was like, oh, Snowberry has mint in it. Let me give it a smell. And I really liked it. And this is a boomer performer. This is a fantastic performer. You only need 1 cube of this in each of your warmers and you're going to smell it. It's a very, very good performer. I would say 24 to 48 hours for sure. There must be pine in here because I definitely smell a green tree note in here. You get the loganberry or the elderberry, there's some sort of berry in here, mint, and then I get pine, and this cured very, very well. This smelled a lot better on warm than it did when I first got the bar. It even smells better on warm than it does right now on cold. I wouldn't club this, but if it came back in next year's catalog, I would pick up another bar to have on hand. This one was better than I was expecting it to be. Could have just been because I was sick, so my nose was all turned around. And then finally, I also melted the last of my Silver Bells bar. This is so good. It says pear, mint. Oh, this one is just so good. It's delicious the next day. The next day, it becomes super, super cuddly and has this vanilla base to it, almost like a cashmere vanilla base. It's delicious. I prefer it on the second day more than I do on the first day, because on the first day, it can be a little powdery. The second day, it's just beautiful. I love it. It's so calming. It's so nice in my room when I wasn't feeling well and I was just in bed. This was really, really nice. And then when I wanted it to smell clean in my home, when I was putting away all the Christmas decorations, these two scents were fantastic to put out and to make the home smell clean, but not springy. You know, these are great wintertime clean scents, and I highly recommend. Sorry, my throat is still a little irritated. These are great for when you want your house to smell clean, but not springy. Meet Me at the Mistletoe. This one's not available right now. This was the December scent of the month last year in 2023. And this one's really nice. It's a winter time fresh green scent. And I think it's done very, very well. It's definitely green. You need to like green scents to like this. But the mistletoe in there makes it wintry. It's clean, it's simple, it's not trying to be something that's too much, it's not complex, it's not extravagant, it's not indulgent. It's just simple, it's clean, it's really nice, it's pretty. And it was really nice going in the home. It's not the strongest performer I'm finding, but I was okay with that. After all the strong Christmas scents, this one was really nice to just put out and enjoy, and I really liked this one. Exact same thing with Snowflakes and Sage. This is the December scent of the month. It is still available. This one has that sage, it has that cool eucalyptus in it, and I usually don't like eucalyptus, but this one was nice. This one is stronger than Meet Me at the Mistletoe. So I think I put this one in a concentrated space, and I think that was a mistake. I should have let it spread throughout an open concept, and I think that it would have done a lot better in terms of not being so sharp. That eucalyptus went a little sharp on me when I had it going in my bedroom, and I should have put it in my open concept and let it kind of dissipate out a little bit. So I'm gonna do that with these last 4 pieces, and I think it's going to be beautiful in an open space and just smell fresh, calming, clean, perfect for January. I really like that bar. And I do recommend it if you haven't tried it. And then I was starting to feel better yesterday, so I actually threw in some toasted apple butter. I wanted something cozy and just great for a Saturday morning with coffee, and it was a little bit colder that day. And it had been pretty warm the last week because of the Santa Ana winds that is causing so much havoc in LA right now. The winds affect our entire area. We're one of the biggest areas that gets affected by those Santa Ana winds. And so it's been really windy the last week here. And because of that, how, you know, the weather works, it's really warm. So we had uncharacteristically warm weather the last week, which kind of aided in me not wanting to melt super cozy scents. So the mint was totally fine when I was sick because I didn't want to melt super cozy, rich, thick scents. But it was starting to cool down yesterday. Finally, it's supposed to cool down this next coming week. So I threw in toasted apple butter, and it was so good. I like this bar so much better fresh than I do aged. Aged, it becomes so concentrated and spicy. It's not my favorite, but fresh, and I got this in Scents of the Season. This smells like cinnamon rolls with like cinnamony applesauce on top. It's really nice, but I didn't club it. I wouldn't club it because you have to buy these bars fresh for it to smell like that. And these turn super fast into spicy, I would say within 6 months. So if you're keeping your bars for the fall season, they're gonna get super spicy. If you like that rich, intense, cinnamon, buttery, appley smell, you're gonna love it. For me, I liked this bar fresh. And if this ever comes back and I know it's fresh, or if like the label down here says 2025, then I know it's a fresh pour. But this was good. I wouldn't club it or repurchase it because it's probably going to be aged and too spicy for me. Okay, we're getting more into all of the Christmas scents that I melted over the last few weeks before it took a turn. So you're going to see mainly Christmas scents coming up here and what I melted on Christmas and enjoyed that week in between when you're just eating leftovers and cookies and watching movies. That was really fun, and I really enjoyed those few days in between Christmas and New Year's. So on that week, I melted a lot of cozy scents that weren't super, super Christmassy, but I still wanted to be in the spirit. So one day I melted the rest of my Frosted White Pine bar. I think I had 2 or 4 cubes of this left and just kind of distributed it out into some mini warmers that I had. This was so nice. I love how clean and crisp this is. It's a clean, crisp, sharp pine, and it's really pretty. If I ever saw this again in a clearance sale or maybe in a flash bundle, I would definitely pick it up and I would totally melt it. I wasn't a fan of this when it came out in Scents of the Season last year, but I really liked it when I melted it. I think that it's sitting a while, and maybe my profile is changing of what I like and I'm into more of those more traditional, sharp pine scents. I really liked this. If I ever see it again, I would buy it again. I melted the rest of my red currant wreath bar. I love this bar. It's so good. It's so cozy. Oh, that red currant. I think there's apple in here. Oh, it's so good. There's a little bit of spice. It's so cozy. I'm so sad that they cut this from the catalog. If I ever see this in a flash sale, I would definitely pick up a few more. Love red currant wreath. Great for Christmas time, but also that in-between time after Christmas. I think it's fantastic. I melted the rest of my eggnog. I think I had 4 cubes of this left. I threw it in my open concept. I think it might have been when I melted the frosted white pine. I couldn't smell this at all. Even when I melted this in my guest room, when I was doing testing it for the first time, I could barely smell it. It's just not, I think you have to let this one sit, but even its profile, I don't like it. I think it's too boozy, mixed with like a weird, almost buttermilk note that I'm not the biggest fan of. I much prefer spiced eggnog, so I didn't club this one. I melted Welcome to Imagination Land. I think I had a couple cubes left of this and threw it into my bedroom. This is a fantastic performer. This goes for 48 hours in my room, 4 cubes, and it just goes. Stays at a solid 5 to 6 at peak, but that peak stays for a while. I would say it stays for like 10 or 12 hours. My cat sees a bird outside and he's doing like that hunting stance. Yeah, there's definitely a bird outside. That's so cute. This one's so good. It smells like raspberries and cream mixed with cotton candy. Beautiful performer. Oh, so good. I had this in my club and I think I took it out. But if I ever see it again, I would definitely repurchase this because I like the cotton candy scent that came in Bring Back My Bar in July. I like that one a lot better. So that one I clubbed, but this one's very, very good. It's a close second. And I didn't want to have 2 cotton candy scents clubbed put in my club. So that's what I did. And in my last What I've Been Warming, I mentioned that I really wanted to mix Sweet Orange and Evergreen to see if I could get more of that orange out. And I did that. I think the day I got back from my parents' house for Christmas, I threw this in because I really wanted to try it. So I threw into the same warmers, all in my open concept, Sweet Orange and Evergreen, and I mixed it with Sparkling Spice Citrus. Sparkling Spice Citrus is not available anymore, so I hope that you clubbed it. I really think we're going to see this back in the fall winter catalog this coming fall season. This was very, very popular. I really liked this blend. If you still have these 2 bars on hand, give this a try. I still think it's wintry enough and not super Christmassy that you could get away with this in January. I really liked this blend. The citrus came out a lot more. You still got that beautiful, deep, rich evergreen that's in Sweet Orange and Evergreen. So good. I need to do this mix one more time so that I don't have to hoard these 2 cubes till next Christmas. But I thoroughly enjoyed this mix. If you have these 2 on hand, give it a try. Good performance, just a really good time. And Sparkling Spice Citrus is one of the best spice citrus smells I've ever smelled, and probably the best one from Scentsy in a really long time. So highly recommend this one, and I hope that you clubbed it. Okay, and then there was a day where I wanted to finish up the last of some of my like pine bars that I only had a few cubes left. I didn't want to keep them to next year. So I think like the day, maybe like the 26th, 27th when I had gotten back, I threw in the rest of the cubes of both of these bars all around the home and just enjoyed the scent of pine everywhere. It was really nice. I threw the last of my Griswold's Christmas bar everywhere. This one's okay. This one has a beautiful, like grounded, earthy, borderline embery smell to it that kind of smells like you're in the middle of the woods and there's like a fire off in the distance, and it's really nice. But on warm, it doesn't wow me. It's a little bit boring, just kind of smells like pine, and it pulls quite sharp on warm to me. That ember dies down that you smell on cold, and it becomes quite sharp. So I wouldn't probably repurchase that, but I know a lot of people are really enjoying it. And I mixed it with the rest of my Alpine Escape bar that I had. This one's not my cup of tea. From that icy mint, it just pulls that pine balsam, super cool toned, and I much prefer a warm toned pine. I'd rather just have mint by itself. I like mint, but mixed with like the green tree scents isn't my favorite. I much prefer balsam spice, which is very warm and cozy and earthy. This one's very cool toned. Not my favorite. I don't think a lot of people are saying this one's their favorite. Balls of Spice seems to be the clear winner of the 10 new releases, so, but got rid of these 2 bars, finished them up for the holiday season. I wanted to go fall for a day and just kind of bask in the last of fall. Well, fall was over, but I did want it to smell a little bit like fall one day. So I threw in the entire bar of Autumn Blaze Maple in my open concept and down into my guest room. This was my only bar of this. This was so good. It's a little bit spicy, it's mapley, you get a little outdoorsiness, it's delicious, it's decadent, it's rich, it's indulgent. Love this bar. I got this bar in a D-stash, and if I ever see this again, I would definitely buy this. I missed this Bring Back My Bar round, and I'm sad I did. I love this bar. I love maple, so this just had my name all over it, and it's fantastic. I would totally repurchase that one. I finished up the last of my Slay All Day. I got this in that flash sale that I think a lot of people participated in and got it in. And this is also a really nice scent to melt in between Christmas and New Year's. You get that beautiful calming sage, kind of like that frosty air note. I think there's juniper in here too. It's just a nice like blue January bar that a lot of people enjoy this time of year. It was an okay performer. I wouldn't repurchase it because of that. I think this is the one that has the sage in it, and I wouldn't repurchase it because of that, but it was nice while I had it. I had a few bars left of I had a few cubes left of Blood Orange Spice. This was in the July Bring Back My Bar? No, this was in last January's Bring Back My Bar. Not my favorite. This smells like spiced bubble gum to me. It's not good. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I think I have one more bar of this left that I got in like a bundle where I couldn't avoid it. So, but I only had a few cubes of this left. I think I threw it in my bathrooms and then threw it into like a bunch of mini warmers just to get rid of it. Not my favorite. It's an okay performer too. It's not even like super strong or anything. And that usually what happens when you melt bars that you don't like is they're ironically very good performers. This one just kind of like blended into my house and with the other notes that I had going at the day. And what I had going at the day to finish everything up and kind of have it all match a little bit, I finished up Cherry Clove Chutney, and I had this one in my main concept. This one's okay. It's another one where it just kind of dissipates into the air and it's hard to smell. And that's weird because spice, you can smell spice. I think it's the cherry that kind of makes it harder to smell. It masks that spice note. And I had a hard time smelling this. I said that in my warm reviews for my Bring Back My Bar, and I still think that, again, melting it, I wouldn't repurchase this because of that, but I don't think it's an issue with the bar. It must just be my house. My house just kind of eats the setup, and then I can't smell it. A lot of people are saying different than this, so I think it's just me. But smelling it in the bar, it smells nice. It smells like cherry and spice. Heavy on the spice. And I finished up my Orange Clove Pomander, and I regret melting this in my open concept because I don't think this is cured enough to handle an open concept right now. I think it needs a more enclosed space, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let the bars, I'm obviously clubbing this. This is my favorite Bring Back My Bar of the whole round. But I don't think it's ready for open concept just yet, at least where I am. I think it needs to cure, get a little stronger. It's super strong on that vanilla bean, and I think it just needs to cure, let all the flavors mix, maybe get a little stronger. It might not. It might stay this mellow. If it does, then I'll just make sure to only melt it in enclosed spaces. But wow, do I love this scent so much. That beautiful ginger and nutmeg mixed with that rich, beautiful vanilla bean. It's so, so lovely. I love this. It's going in my club. It's available in Bring Back My Bar right now. It's wonderful. Continuing on with the blue bar theme, I wanted to finish up a couple more blue bars. So I melted I'm Snow Over It. I also got this in that same bundle that I think a lot of people did in a flash sale we recently-ish had. This one was really nice in my bedroom. It has this nice body care, kind of clean girl lotion like smell to it. It's really nice. It's fresh, it's wintry, body care like, good performer, pretty average, not much to say about it. It's a forgettable bar, but it was enjoyable while I had it. I finished up White Out. This was in a Bring Back My Bar from, I believe, 2023, and I wasn't a big fan of this. It's cinnamon mixed with mint. It smells like toothpaste in a bad way. I'm not a big cinnamon toothpaste person, and that's what this smells like. It's just not my favorite. To me, it smells just like cinnamon toothpaste. but it'd be great in a bathroom. So I just melted this whole bar throughout the last probably 3 or 4 weeks in my bathroom, just replaced it out every time to finish it up. Did great in a bathroom. It's meant to be there. It smells clean, toothpastey, and also a little bit wintry from that cinnamon. It's perfect for that. Would not repurchase, but a lot of people like that scent. Finished up my berry tart bar. This is Bring Back My Bar right now. And I would not buy this again because of how that berry note turns on warm. It turns into like this amoxicillin artificial berry medicine that just doesn't mix well with me. I'm not a big fan. I like it for its nostalgia. My cat is trying to go underneath the couch right now. He's like totally outstretched, like all of his might trying to reach something underneath there. I think there's a toy under there. I'll have to grab it. But it's just not for me because of that amoxicillin berry note that kind of turns my stomach a little bit. It also kind of smells like Trix cereal a little bit. If you don't get that amoxicillin note, it probably smells like Trix a little bit too. And then before I left for Christmas, I threw into my home Mint to Be Merry in my room, my bedroom. This is amazing. This is so good. I melted the last of this in my room. It's absolutely delicious. It's buttermint cookies with the most decadent mint frosting you're ever gonna find. This was in Scents of the Season. I hope you clubbed this. This is a fantastic performer, goes for 2 full days. It definitely changes as it goes too, kind of like Woolly Slippers. It's beautiful. It's such a fantastic bedroom scent, but you could really melt it anywhere. I love that bar. And then in the main space, the day, I think it was the 23rd. I worked the 23rd. And I think this is what I melted when I got home. I threw in Christmas Cottage, hardcore Christmas. And that's what it is. This is a lot better on warm than it is on cold. On cold, it's just super boring, like orange raspberry clovey scent. But on warm, it really transforms and wakens up and smells like Christmas. It smells like nostalgic Christmas as a child. That beautiful raspberry mixes with the spicy orange. It's really nice. I see why people love this bar and it holds dear memories and emotional attachment for them. I get it. I see it. It's a really, really good bar. So I'm really glad that I took the chance and melted Christmas Cottage. It's beautiful. And for some reason, I don't have what I melted on Christmas Day here. Maybe because I didn't finish up the bars, I'm not sure. But on Christmas Eve, I ended up melting balsam spice and cinnamon pine cones all throughout my parents' home. And it was so, so good. I thought that was a great Christmas Eve scent to go very traditional on the pine and the pine cones. And it was delicious. I loved it. It was very homey. Cinnamon pine cones to me smells like childhood, and balsam spice is kind of the brother or cousin of cinnamon pine cones. So they really complemented each other. It was beautiful. And then on Christmas Day, I melted Goody Goody Gumdrop and gingerbread hugs all over the house. And that was delicious. I loved that I went more bakery on Christmas Day just to go very cozy and relaxing and cuddly. You know, you're kind of just chilling on Christmas Day, and that's what we did. We took the day very, very slow, took our time with everything, and it was really nice. But that was a definite win to do gingerbread hugs on Christmas Day, and I would do that again next year or this year. It was very, very, very good. But for some reason, I don't have any of those bars in my box. I don't know. My life was a mess since I got home from Christmas, so whoopsie daisy. But last but not least, on New Year's Eve, I melted what I usually melt every year, but New Year's Eve is when I got sick, but I refused to let me being sick ruin the day in its entirety because New Year's Eve is actually my birthday. So I woke up very, very sick on my birthday and all my plans got canceled. I couldn't do anything that day. I just did not feel good. I went to work for maybe an hour or two and I couldn't be there anymore and I left. But when I got home, I refused to let the whole day go to waste. So I still melted what I always plan on melting, which is Happy Birthday. And this year I mixed it with whipped frosting. I was really excited to mix these two together and see how it smelled. And when I first put them in, it was great, obviously, but as the hours progressed, my eye got worse, my nose got worse and more stuffed up, and then I just couldn't smell a lot. So I don't even want to rate its performance and duration because I just started to get not feel very well, and then I retreated to my bedroom and I didn't have these going and I just couldn't smell them all the way in there. But this mix is beautiful. If you have birthdays coming up, if you just love these two scents and you have both of these scents on hand, melt them together. They are literally peanut butter and jelly. They're a match made in heaven. I loved this combo. I'm gonna melt it again soon to enjoy the last few cubes of Happy Birthday. This one's in my club and it smells like marble cake to me. And then obviously whipped frosting is one of the top scents of 2024 for sure. It's absolutely delicious, and these two mixed together was fantastic. That is everything that I've been melting for the last few weeks. I know that it wasn't a ton. It should have been more, but it's just been a little crazy around here for the last few weeks, but I'm feeling so much better. I went on my first run this morning. I'm so behind on my running. I have a race coming up in a few weeks, and I'm so unprepared because I got sick, and I'm now 2 weeks behind on my running schedule. So I'm a little nervous about it, but we're just going to do the best that we can. It's a fun race. It's not a race for time for me. I'm just going to have fun and enjoy the day. Oh, he sees another bird outside. He's going crazy if you can hear him in the background. All right, that's amazing. But I hope that you guys are staying safe and staying healthy. Take your vitamins, drink your emergencies, wash your hands, because the flu and the cold that's going around is no joke. It is taking no survivors. It is just sweeping the floor of everybody. So be diligent, stay safe, and definitely put prayers and donations forward for the LA wildfires. So many lives have been affected by it, and if there's anything that you can do to help out, that's amazing. So hope you guys are having a good weekend, and you should see more of me coming up with a couple of videos that I need to catch up on, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.